So I wanted to do a little review and demonstration about my favorite collagen stimulating threads. So I'm going to start with the under eye area. This is an area that can be so frustrating for people when they have what we call a tear trough. And a tear trough can kind of come in two different flavors. Either your suborbital fat pad herniates a little bit out, and so you get like a little bulging or what looks like a bag underneath your eye, and then you get this little delineation between your malar and your suborbital fat pad. Or you can just have atrophy or deficit of your suborbital fat pad, and then you get what we call a true tear trough, where it looks sunken in underneath your eyes. So a couple different ways to tackle this situation. This is an area that can be really, honestly, difficult to treat with a perfect outcome. We can always provide improvement. We can't always get patients perfection. And a lot of this really isn't, if you have either the tear trough or the herniation, it's nothing you've done wrong. It's simply genetic. So we all have our genetic curses and blessings. So what I love doing in that under eye area, if you have a tear trough where you actually have that sunken in appearance, I use a cannula, which is a blunt tip, and go in and lay down some filler. My favorite filler to put in that area is R&ACT. It looks amazing and natural. And then I love to go in and tighten that skin underneath. That skin underneath the eye can also look very crepey, even on people that don't have a tear trough. That skin underneath the eye can look really crepey. So I like to go in and tighten that skin underneath the eye with collagen stimulating threads. And my favorite collagen stimulating threads are for underneath the eye are these R&ACT PLLA eye monos. So these are not lifting threads. They do go in with a cannula, but these threads are literally smaller than a strand of hair. I like to put in 10 per side if we're going underneath. So the way that works is I put a little cannula entry site. I numb you with a little lidocaine with epi, put a cannula entry site, and then just place all those little threads in this area with the cannula. You don't see them, you don't feel them. These are tiny, but what they do is they go in that subdermal area and stimulate the PLLA. Stimulates collagen and elastin, as well as tightening and volume. And so over the course of about 10 weeks, you'll notice this tissue tighten really nicely in there. So if you have a tear trough, the way I tackle it would be the PLLA eye threads with a cannula, 10 per side, and then some filler under each side. And then you get immediate gratification with a filler under the eye, but it takes about 10 weeks for those PLLA threads to fully stimulate your collagen and elastin, so you get nice tightening. But what if you're on the other side of the spectrum, where rather than your under eye being sunken in, that fat pad bulges out? Then you are not a good candidate for filler. Filler would just make that area look worse. Then we can go in, and I typically recommend a series of 3 of these PLLI threads, and we can tighten that skin, and it basically softens that little junction here. By tightening that skin, it almost is going to push that fat back in and soften the junction. In this case, if you have herniation, I'm not going to be able to promise that we're going to completely take away that little juncture you have there, but we'll certainly be able to soften it. And typically 10 per side, repeated once a month for 3 months, is going to get you really great results. And then, so that's collagen stimulating threads. Filler, those are 2 ways to attack the eye area. And then just one more amazing technology for the periorbital area. If you've got some laxity of your tissue here, like you're like, oh my gosh, I'm on the way to needing a blepharoplasty, and also some crepiness under skin, our skin resurfacing machine called the Tixel is amazing around the eyes. The cool thing about the Tixel, it's really the latest technology in skin resurfacing. It uses thermomechanical energy. It does not use laser. One of the problems with laser is you can't treat around the eyes because of the rays. The laser rays can cause damage to the retina. That is not the case with the Tixel. It's thermomechanical little heat stamps. You can actually safely go all the way up to the lash line with those. Obviously, your lines are closed. We ask you to take out your contacts, but you can really aggressively treat this periorbital area with a Tixel. And then the Tixel is something you would do face, neck, and chest. You always want to do all 3 areas so that you have harmonious improvement. And that's always going to be a series of 3. So those are some explanations of ways we can tackle that really stubborn periorbital area. There's more information on our website, aestheticsconciergeoftexas.com. More information and videos on Instagram. And as always, feel free to reach out to us with any questions. Thanks so much.